Yo, what is up? Z-Karma here, back with another Cyberpunk video. Today we will be talking about clothing mods. I'm going to be doing a breakdown of the more important clothing mods and let you know if they work or not. I'll also let you know if you can stack them, amongst other things. So if you find this video informative or enjoyable in any way, a like rating is appreciated, and if you want to sub for more content like this, that will be great as well. Starting off with the armadillo. The highest rarity I found for this one is epic. You can find it by checking clothing stores and then skipping 24 hours until you see it available. Anyway, this one does work, and it stacks on the same clothing and on multiple. So I can essentially, I don't have any, but I could stack this armadillo and I'll stack it 3 times and my clothing will reflect that armor as well as my stats page. You can also stack it, like I said, on different clothing, so essentially I can have armadillo everywhere and just have insane amounts of armor. Now, here's the thing that a lot of you are probably encountering. Whenever you dupe items or clothing mods, whenever you duplicate them with a duplication glitch, whenever you try to stack it on the same clothing, it won't stack for some reason. Not everyone, this is a case-to-case basis. I've seen people that duplicate their armadillos and they can just put them on the same clothing and it will stack. But for me and many other people are experiencing this, when you duplicate the armadillo or any clothing mod, you cannot stack it on the same clothing piece. It'll only give you the bonus for one of them. But with duplicates, you can put them on different pieces of clothing, one in each. Next up, we have resist. The highest rarity I found was epic, and this one just did not work for me. I tested this by going to enemies that would set me on fire, and this was not reducing that damage at all. I also tested this one by letting netrunners hack me multiple times, and it just was not working. Take this clip for example. The shock damage over time was ticking for 11 to 12 damage. And when I decided to use one or more of these resist clothing mods, I put one on each clothing piece, I stacked them on multiple clothing pieces, and I was still taking 11 to 12 damage per tick. So don't waste your time on these right now, they currently do not work. Moving on to the backpacker, these ones actually do work. And you can stack them on multiple pieces of clothing or on the same one, and it'll raise your carrying capacity. If you want to find these in the epic rarity, all you need to do is just go to clothing vendors and keep skipping time by 24 hours and checking to see if they have it available. Next one I wanted to cover in this video is Fortuna, and this one increases your crit chance by 15%. I made a video a couple of days ago about crit chance and crit damage stats, which I highly recommend you check out. Anyway, when you equip one of these, it'll increase your crit chance by 15%, right? Then you can check your stats page, and as you can see, the crit chance went up here. Let me take it off real quick, and now my crit chance went down by 15%. So this one does seem to work, however, you cannot stack it. So you can't put multiple Fortunas on your beanie, it won't stack, even if you put it on multiple ones. So you can put one here, one here, one here. Even though in this little card, it'll tell you that it gives you that 15% increase to your crit chance, it's not gonna happen in game. So yeah, you cannot stack these. Moving on to another one that a lot of people like, and that's Bully. Bully will increase your crit damage by 30%. And just like Fortuna, it works, but you can only use it once. So you can only have it once on one piece of clothing and that's it. So what I suggest you do is have a Fortuna and then have a Bully on another one and that's it. Use your other slots for something else. Now the next one I wanted to mention is Osmosis. And it's not very important, but I just wanted to tell you that it does work. You can stack it however you want. So Osmosis will basically make you have more oxygen. So as you can see, I got one, and then let's get another one. And then I have another one on this beanie. That's 5 plus 10, that's 15 oxygen. And that's all I have for now. So now if we go to our stats page, you go to other, oxygen went up to 115. Its base is 100. So this one does work. Now let's talk about some other very important ones which a lot of people like, and these are the immunity mods. There is Cool It, Anti-Venom, Super Insulator, and Panacea. However you pronounce that. So let's start with Cool It. So I'm gonna equip Cool It on this one, and that should make me immune to burn. So I'm gonna choose a grenade that sets me on fire. And as you see, I'm actually not going to take any damage from this. I'm safe. So yeah, this one does work. Now, let me move away from the fire before I unequip it. Oh look, I already had it down here. Anyway, now let's talk about anti-venom. Grants immunity to poison. And that one also works. You'll be immune to poison. But keep in mind, if you like running immune system, this one says poison effects cause you to regenerate health instead of taking damage. If you run this, then do not run anything that removes poison effects, because then you won't be regenerating health whenever you take poison damage. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and equip this grenade that causes poison, and if I throw it and I walk in there, I'm not going to take any damage. But if I didn't have health, I also wouldn't be regenerating health. So yeah, if you're going to run that cyberware part, do not run the immunity to poison. Now for the super insulator. This one makes you immune to shock. Now, this does work. I tested it on the same enemy as earlier in the video. Whenever he hits me with the bat, he has a chance to shock me. So I equipped the super insulator and I let him hit me like more than 100 times. He never shocked me. However, as soon as I took it off, within like 20 hits, I got shocked. So yes, this does work. But it does not work with EMP grenades, so do not try that. EMP grenades. The reason why it doesn't work with these, I think it's because EMP will basically disable my mods or something. Because if I go like this, I die. So do not try that. It doesn't protect you from your EMP grenades. And now finally the panacea, which is this one. It grants immunity to poison and shock. This one does work. But again, this one grants immunity to poison. So if you're like me that likes to run that piece of cyberware, do not use it. Now for the best mods in the game. These are the best, the ones that everyone wants. Deadeye and Predator. These are very expensive. You can find them at stores. However, they are currently not working. They won't give you higher crit chance. They won't increase your crit damage. And this one won't give you bonus damage against high threat or moderate threat enemies. So do not use them for now. You can stack on them. You can probably buy some, save them. Once they fix them, then you can start using them because they're actually really good in theory. So anyway, those were all the really important mods in the game in my opinion. A few others I tested included the movement speed one. Those don't work. At least from my testing, they didn't seem to do anything. I tested sprint speed, strafing speed, even the animation of getting into a car. Nothing really showed a faster movement speed, even when stacking a ton of them. Like, I was stacking a bunch of these zero drag, a bunch, like 3 in each clothing piece, and I did not feel like I was moving faster. I even recorded it and put it on an editing program frame by frame, and it took the same amount of time to get from point A to point B. Strafing took the same amount of time. It just doesn't seem like it does anything. If you guys have any ideas of what I can test with this, let me know. And now, this one, I wanted to save for last because it's freaking incredible. I tested the plume, which is fall damage reduction. These are really weird. You can actually get 100% fall damage reduction. And this game calculates it in a way so that you eventually get immunity from fall damage, which is really weird. So, take this fall for example. If I were to just fall off of this, I've already tested this by the way. If I were to fall off of here and jump in there, I would take 80 damage, 80 fall damage. So my health would go from 525 to 445. Anyway, now let me show you my clothing. I currently have on each clothing piece an uncommon plume and a common plume. Together, they give me a 13% fall damage reduction. And now you can actually stack these. But like I said, for me, if I duplicate them, I can't stack them on the same clothing because they're duplicates. I don't know why it works like that for me. I know some of you watching can stack your duplicates. I can't. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with just 13% on this, 13% on each one. That's 6, which is a 78% decrease to the fall damage. And when I jump, I go from 525 to 508, which is 17 fall damage. So I went from 80 to 17. And that is a 78% decrease to fall damage. Now, why do I say that's weird? Well, because normally in video games, when it comes to damage reduction, they calculate it in a way so you never reach immunity. So for example, instead of just taking 78% off of 80, instead of shaving off 78% from 80, what they do is divide 80 by 1.78, which would bring my fall damage down to 45 fall damage. However, it brings it all the way down to 17 fall damage. So essentially, if I was able to stack them, so let's say I just had a bunch of green ones that weren't duplicates, I put 3 in each, that is 24% fall damage reduction, times 4, times 5, times 6, that's already more than 100% fall damage reduction, which means that in theory, jumping from there is going to make me immune. So I'm still going to do more testing on this and do a follow-up video, as I'm not sure if that'll protect you from death height. So if you jump from that building all the way down, I'm not sure if that'll protect you from those types of heights, even though you reach 100% fall damage reduction. But we'll have to see about that, so stay tuned for that video. But anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, a like rating is appreciated, and if you want to sub for more content, that would be great as well. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.